Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Jan Sewing Solutions. Today is the 1st of Ramadan 2014. Inshallah, over this month I will be doing several videos, hints and tips and guidance videos, where I will be trying to help all my sewing enthusiasts to actually overcome certain problems. So one of the problems that we often encounter is if we're doing lots of pleating is getting the pleating right. So lately I saw a video online of a lady making a pleating board. Now, I'll be honest with you, when I watched her make that pleating board, it was very simple and I thought I could whiz through that and I could make one. But I actually encountered problems when I tried to make that with the wallpaper. So I devised my own method of making the pleating board. So what I'm going to do is, at the moment, I'm going to demonstrate what the uses of this pleating board is. And then I'm going to show you how to make several pleating boards. Several different types of pleating boards, box pleating board, and also the pin tuck pleating board, and also a pleating board that's going to be specifically, wide pleats, which are going to be specifically for like patella salwars and so on. So this one is a 1-inch, 2-inch board, and it's a pin and tuck type of what name should I give it? A sort of like a contraption. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to make pleats in this. So I've taken this 1.5 yards of voile fabric, okay, and this voile fabric I'm going to be making Inaya a dress out of. Now I've folded it double and I've pressed it into place, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be cutting sort of I'm going to be pleating double. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to just on the edge where I want to start the pleating from, I'm going to pin this in a couple of places. Just to keep the edges, stop the edges from moving. And then where the first pin tuck is, you just basically lift the board and tuck it in, and you keep doing this and it is such a magnificent contraption, because if you're making like salwars and if you've had problems on pleating on a salwar, then I'm telling you that this actually just makes the work so much easier. I have to say that making the board was a bit of a challenge and it took me a fair while to get the board done, but once the board is made, you can actually just save the board and you can use it again and again and again, and it will save you just tons and tons and tons of time on forming the pleats and pressing them. Because you know what, there were several tutorials that I was meant to do, and one of the things that stopped me from completing those tutorials was that okay, I have the experience and I can probably do the pleats without these kind of contraptions, but it took me a very long time, and often one of the things that we lack is patience. And patience, if you can find a method or a way that simplifies things and makes it easier, then I tell you that that's the route that we often have to take, and we don't want to make extra work for ourselves. We want to cut the workload as much as possible. So And then if there are ways that we can find to do things easier, then you know what, we should endeavor to not only find those methods but to share them as well. So that's basically all my pleats in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this to my ironing board, and the next review that we're going to do is actually on the ironing board, because there's something that I want to talk about in regards to irons as well. So inshallah I shall see you again in the next video. Do like, share and follow the tutorial, because this is going to go on to make a beautiful dress for Inaya. It's in alone cotton, but I want to show you just how perfectly formed pleats are going to come out.